decisions that you didn't judge. All the love yous and the hate yous and the secrets that you told me. Here's to everyone but mostly us. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Hey, look what a hello from a stranger turned into. Caught up in a moment like it's just us in this room. All the right words at the right time, and you know 'em 'cause you know me better than anyone else. We don't need anyone else. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you is. A couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never let me go, never let me go, baby. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never ever let me go, never let me go, baby. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you is. A couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. I'm just so glad you exist. I'm glad you exist.
I know this pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Never let anyone step all over you. Just open your heart and your mind. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let 'em hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know things will change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Can you hold on for one more day? Things will go your way. Hold on for one more day. You can sustain, or are you comfortable with the pain? You got no one to blame for your unhappiness.
All right, if you're with us online, go ahead and set up your space, get your equipment. We're going to get ready to start here in the next couple minutes.
Worries pass you by, your worries pass you by. Don't you think it's worth your time to change your mind? Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let 'em hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know things will change, things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Hold on for one more day, things will go your way.
All right, welcome to Pump. This is your first time in this class. Thanks for being here. If this is your first time with us online, thanks so much for being here. You can check out the description below you whenever you join class if you want to get ready for class before we actually start. I'll have all the equipment you need as well as the movements that we have for the day, so go ahead and check that out. A little bit about this class. So we'll start, I guess before then, I'll always go over all the movements that we have for the day, how to do them. We'll kind of do a quick tutorial of all those. And then once we start the workout, it's about a 6-minute warm-up. We'll jump into the workout. How the workout format for this class goes is we have 4 rounds total. Each round consists of 2 movements that we superset 4 times. What that looks like, let's say we do movement 1 for 30 seconds. Then we're going to go right into movement 2 for 30 seconds. That's 1 set. Then go right back to the beginning. Back to movement 1 for 30 seconds, movement 2 for 30 seconds, second set, so on and so forth till we hit 4 sets. That's 1 round done. You'll get a short rest period, and we'll move on to round 2. At the end, we'll have about a 10-minute cool-down stretch routine before we send you on your way. First class, format's a little bit different. We only do 3 rounds, just because the first round we talk a little bit about bracing strategies, a little bit what to expect in this class. Because I was gone on Monday, we're doing that today. Which, thanks for your understanding on Monday. Appreciate it. So for this class, if this is your first time in a fitness class, or it's been a while, or you've been super consistent, remember we have weeks to work into building up to just going all out. We don't want to come in, destroy ourselves, and then miss the next 2 weeks because we're just absolutely broken, okay? So kind of don't push yourself too much. If you're feeling good, you've been consistent, or if you were in the previous session, you stayed consistent through classes, feel free to go for it. But again, no stress. This class is very much self-paced. We're all doing the same movement for the same amount of time, but you can choose the speed at which you're doing those movements as well as the weight that you're using for those movements, okay? So take it at your own rate. There's not a lot of breaks implemented in this class, so if you need to take any, feel free to take a break at any point. You can take it right there, just take a breather, you can go get a drink, it's totally up to you. I'm not gonna be offended if you just leave. Maybe if you don't come back, I mean, that would be upsetting, but as long as if you leave and don't come back, it's just fine. It's fine, we'll talk about it later. So, bracing education. What we want to really be intentional about is I sent out that email. Hopefully you got it. If you didn't, let me know. I'll send it to you. If you're online, you didn't get that, let me know. We really want to make sure we're braced. Body's really good about being super lazy, conserving energy so that we can survive in harder times. We don't have to worry about that too much, hopefully now. So, our body, a lot of times when we're relaxed, you'll notice knees hyperextend, hips pop forward, shoulders slump, and that head kind of sticks out. I'm really exaggerating kind of. You wouldn't necessarily just see that. But all that weight, all that pressure is moving into those joints, okay? So we can end up with a lot of joint issues, things going on later. When we're in a braced posture, our muscle is actively going to be supporting us in those movements, okay? So we're loading the muscle, not letting that impact go and affect the joints. So we'll do a real quick bracing tutorial, which hopefully you kind of saw in that video. So whatever your normal stance is, go ahead and take it. First piece, squeeze those glutes. This is leveling out that pelvis. Next piece, think of lifting that pelvic floor up into your stomach or lifting that bladder. You'll kind of feel that slight pull in right above that belt line, okay? From there, think of tightening the core around that lift, almost like tightening a corset, just around the torso. Next piece, shoulder blades slightly back and down, head up in that neutral position. From here, as long as you're holding it all uplifted and held in, you can release those glutes if you want. Take a step or two, kind of feel, that's that fully braced posture. Release it all. There's that little bit of that slump, that drop that happens. So that's the difference between being in that braced, strong position versus not, okay? So anytime, I'll say it all the time, I'll get super annoying, but it's okay because it's good for you. Want to make sure that you're staying braced through the classes, okay? And one thing to pay attention to is as you get tired, that's usually when you'll lose that bracing. You'll stop thinking about it. You'll think about, oh God, how much longer do I have to do this? Oh my gosh, is that 5 seconds left or 15? What did he say? I can't do this. Just remember, stay braced in those moments, okay? Before we kind of jump into any questions with that? That was like super high level, super fast. If you didn't watch that video, make sure to go back and watch it. If you're online, you have any questions, anything pops up, drop them in the chat. I'll try to make it over there throughout the class to answer those. So for today, the 3 rounds that we have, first movement that we have is going to, which you're still braced, right? You never lost it. Yeah, definitely. So first one we got today is going to be a goblet squat with an optional press out. So when we're doing a goblet squat, and anytime we're using a weight, that's optional. You don't have to use a weight if you don't want to or aren't comfortable. And also you can choose that weight you want. So goblet squat, kind of the easiest way you can kind of be is just palms underneath a dumbbell. If you have a flat weight, you can either hold it side to side or you can do it the same way, but don't let it slip out. Biggest thing on this one, We're pushing those hips back and down as we go down into that goblet squat, weights even on those feet. When we come back up, this is where you have the optional press out if you want. Don't have to have any sort of a press out if you don't want to, okay? When we're doing those squats, weight even on the feet, left to right. Make sure you're not going down, shifting that weight, favoring a specific side, okay? We want to get rid of those imbalances, as well as we want to make sure we're not going down as we're getting tired, leaning forward, overly relying on the quads. A lot of times we turn on those quads as we get tired. Some people, vice versa, it could be the opposite, okay? So that's going to be those first movements, 30 seconds of a goblet squat with that optional press out, completely optional. If you're doing the press out, keep the scapula back and down. Go and give that a shot real quick. Hold that position. Extend the arms without letting those shoulders roll around forward, okay? That's allowing you to keep that strong position through the torso, not overly rounding. Once you round, scapula separate, you get really weak with that movement. Next movement we got here is going to be a superset. You can pick your own ratio, and I'll explain what that means. So we got push-ups supersetted with the mountain climbers. Push-ups, like 95% of people end up not doing them right, so we're going to talk about them a little bit. What we really want to make sure we have positioning-wise for push-ups is shoulder blades pulled back and down and that chest lifted up, okay? Hands are going to be down by the chest, right underneath that pec line, okay? We don't want them up under the face, so when you press up, if you look down and your hands are under your face, walk them down, okay? When they're high, it forces you to go high and wide, puts a lot of strain into that shoulder, can end up having some shoulder injuries. So, shoulder blades back and down, hands right about that pec line. Let's get into this position. When we go to press forward, don't let those scapula separate or their shoulders roll forward. I'm going to push. You can kind of push forward and down a little bit if you want. Here, I can go further, but once I go further, separating those scapula, the chest is going to deactivate. It's going to drop. The shoulder is going to take over. So really try to keep that position as we do that movement, okay? During class, I'll go around. If I see something just to tweak or change a little bit, I'll let you know. So that one's going to be supersetted with mountain climbers. When we're doing mountain climbers, it's basically you're down in a plank position and you're driving the knee up, alternating which knee is coming forward. So when I say you can pick your own ratio, you could do 3 push-ups into 6 mountain climbers and keep that ratio for that whole time, or you could do 5 and 2 or 2 and 6. Does that make sense? Okay. So you could pick your own ratio with that one. Next movement we got, so working on a little bit of balance here, single leg Romanian deadlift. So this movement, we're going to get on whichever leg you're going to start with is your balance leg. We're staying on the same leg for 30 seconds, okay? So weights even on that leg, slight bend in that knee, load that glute, we're braced. We want to be almost like as straight as a board from ankle, knee, hip to shoulder as we push back and we drop forward, okay, trying to control as much as possible. Coming back to center. Big thing we don't want to let happen is that hip rotate out, so we don't want to be doing this. Keep that hip down, forces you to load that glute, okay? If you have the bar behind you, make sure you don't whack that bar. It's happened before, or it doesn't feel too good. With that single leg RDL, slow, controlled, focusing on balance with that movement, okay? We can add in an optional row and or press if you want. So if you want weight, you can hold that weight out in front of you. Okay, those 2 weights as you kind of come down. In this position, you can do a row if you want. Then when you get to the top, you can do, basically a curl and then into a press, trying to keep that balance and then go back down. Totally up to you. If you're not as familiar with that, don't even worry about those. Just work us on that balance, that control, and that single leg RDL. That one's supersetted with the opposite leg, so we'll just go back and forth. Last one we got is going to be a rotating power plank. So we'll all drop down onto the mat or the floor real quick for this one. We'll talk for a second about a power plank. So a lot of times in a low plank, you kind of lift yourself up. You're just kind of holding that position. When we have a power plank, what we want to think of doing is squeezing, crunching that floor together. So what I mean by that, whole body is flexed when we get up, okay? And then think of pulling your elbows to your feet, feet to your elbows, and use that core. So that core is trying to really get those elbows, pull them all the way down. You'll feel your core starting to shake a little bit with that. That's how we're actively turning the core on in that position versus just statically holding it, okay? Next time, so say we did our first set with whatever it's superset with, the next time we're going to move to a side plank. So that's the rotating. So same thing, except for we're on the side, squeezing, pulling that elbow towards the feet towards the elbow, actively getting that oblique squeeze there, okay? That one is supersetted with superhero squeezes. So arms are extended, feet are extended. We're braced as always. We still haven't lost that, I know. So we're gonna lift through the glutes to lift the legs, lift the arms, squeeze the scapula back and down, flex those lats, then extend out. If you wanna make it harder, don't rest at the end, and then lift, squeeze, and basically we're gonna stay in that movement, okay? If you're at home for the goblet squat with that press out, you can do air squats if you wanna amp it up, make them plyometric, you can make them jump squats. Push-ups, mountain climbers, you're totally good. Single leg RDL, you're good without weight if you don't have any weight for that either. Just focus on the balance, that control. If you're ever doing that one and you're not adding weight, want a little bit more balance challenge, try to close your eyes when you're doing it. Try to maintain that proprioception in that movement. Any questions before we get started? All right, class 1, let's do this. All right, starting with those jumping jacks. First round of the warm-up, we're not overly pushing it yet. Think about 40-50% effort. If you want to minimize that impact to start, you can be right here. Again, we still have that bracing. Pelvic floor is lifted up and in. That core is strong. Air squats, pushing those hips back and down, knees stay in line with those toes. Be sure to keep those glutes on that whole time. Control it. Job, weight even, left to right foot, front to back. Don't have to match my tempo, your neighbors don't have to match the music tempo. We're just kind of getting the muscles ready, getting those joints ready. Marches, drive that knee up in front. Think of trying to use that core to put a little bit of power into that knee drive. It's almost like the core is what's lifting that knee. Try to pay attention to that bounce. We don't want a lot of side to side. Try to stay controlled. Lunges, alternating. You can step forward or back, totally up to you. If you ever have knee discomfort on lunges and you're stepping forward, try stepping backwards. Weights even on that front leg. Keep the arch strong in the foot. Strong through the arch, up through, knee in line with that toe. Keep that glute on. Arm circles. With this, try not to rotate that torso. Try to keep it squared. Work through that range of motion in the shoulder. Reverse, opposite direction. Inchworms into those push-ups. So don't round the low back here. We're gonna kind of squat if we need to. Walk out into a plank. Warm up push-up. You can do a couple in a row if you want. Then you're gonna walk into a downward dog stretch. Jumping jacks. Round 2 of the warm-up, we're picking up that tempo, maybe a little closer to 60-70% effort. Stay braced. Air squat. Even though we're picking up that tempo, we're still controlling it. We don't want to bounce at the bottom. Control that way down, control that way up. Don't let those toes lift up. Don't let those heels lift up. Good job. Still braced. arches. Remember to use that core, not just that hip flexor. Lunges alternating. If you feel good, you can add a twist. If you're adding a twist, twisting towards the direction of that knee that's in front. But when you twist, keep those hips squared. Those hips aren't rotating, just through that thoracic cavity. And it's a slow, controlled motion. Arm circles. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Don't round out low back. Bend those knees if you need. All right, take a break, but stay down. We're gonna do a real quick push-up tutorial. So everybody in that push-up position, go and drop to the knees, hold the feet up, shoulder blades stay backing down, keep that chest up. Keep that position all the way down. Are the hands under the chest or under the face? If they're under the face, scoot them down. Hips, we don't want high, we want hips low. Slowly control, lower yourself down, press back up. Don't let those shoulders round forward. Keep them backing down. Maintain that position as you press back up. All right, so that's what we're looking for with those push-ups. Go and take a break. I'll give you a couple extra seconds since I made you do a tutorial at the end. All right, in 5, 3, goblet squats. That first movement, 2, 1, let's go. Remember, weight even on those feet. We're sitting back and down. Make sure those hips go back before those knees bend. Nice job. You have that optional press out if you want. Weight stays even on those feet. Nice job. Keep those glutes on. Knees stay in line with those toes. We're still braced. Keep that brace. Push-ups, mountain climbers. That superset, whatever that ratio was that you wanted. Stop on those push-ups. Shoulder blades backing down. Keep that chest up. Nice. Keep that bracing. Let's go. Goblet squats. We're up. If you're at home, don't necessarily need that weight. Keep those glutes on. Weight even on the feet. Knees in line with those toes. Push-ups, mountain climbers. Make every movement quality. Stay brace. Goblets. We're up halfway through the round. Push-ups, mountain climbers. Woo. Now's where you get tired. Don't lose that bracing. Don't lose that quality. Weights even from left to right on those push-ups. Make sure you're not shifting the weight. Goblet. Last one, y'all. Let's go. Take those breaks as you need them. Glutes on. We're braced. Weight even on those feet. Push-ups, mountain. Last one, let's go. Find your tempo. Don't lose that brace. Take a break. Woo. Round one done, y'all. But we only have 3 today. It's a good day. It's a good day. 1 minute rest. Keep that movement. Grab a drink if you want. Single leg RDL here. That break week. Can't talk and do it at the same time. I'm dying. All right. Remember, whatever leg's your plant leg, slight bend in that knee so the leg's activated. Load that glute. Try to stay as straight as possible. You can do that optional row and shoulder press if you want, okay? Don't have to. 3, 2, 1, let's go. We're staying on the same leg for 30 seconds. Don't let those hips roll open. What I mean by that, don't let it go like this. Keep those shoulders squared with those hips. Nice job. Load that glute. Nice job. Don't round that low back. Nice job. Stay with it. Stay with it. Switch. I'm sure. Yep. Other side. We'll even it out. Working on a lot of balance control here. What muscle are you trying to work? Are you feeling that stretch? Feeling that contraction. Keep the arch strong. Switch, opposite side. Arch strong in that foot. Good job. Nice. Switch, opposite side. Still braced, right? It's 100% right there. Switch, back to opposite side. Good job. Don't let those shoulders collapse down. Shoulder blades stay back and down, that chest stays up. Working that glute. Switch, opposite side. Strong through that arch, up to the leg, into that glute, through that bracing, that torso, those scapula. Good job. Switch. Last set, y'all. Let's go. Nice job. Watch that hip. Don't let it open. Switch. Last set, let's go. Stay braced. Take a break. Woo. Nice work, y'all. 2 rounds done. All right, moving on to some core work. Sure, you might want that mat. Drink time. Drink time. The further into the workout we get, the worse my typing is. Can't do it. All right, 10 seconds. Rotating power plank, starting with the double. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Make sure core is engaged. Squeeze those glutes. We want hard apples, not applesauce, right? Let's go. Pull those elbows to those feet. That core should be shaken. Stay braced. Just because we're squeezing doesn't mean we get rid of lifting that pelvic floor. Superheroes, we're down. We're extended. Lift, squeeze. Try to lift from those glutes more than you're lifting from those hamstrings. Keep those legs straight. Job. Make sure you're not shifting that weight to the left or the right side. If you have a dominant side, keep it even. Side plank, power plank, but we're rotating over. Same thing, squeezing that elbow down to those feet, feet to that elbow. But that core is doing that squeeze. If you need, you can drop down onto that knee. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Don't let those hips fall. Superhero. Take those breaks as you need them. But if you're feeling good, let's frickin' go. Side plank onto that opposite side. Get those obliques activated. Elbow towards feet, feet towards elbows. Keep those hips up. Superheroes. Woo. Almost there, y'all. The sun's shining for us, giving us more energy. Let's go. Oh, that's right. Pelvic floor still up and in. Don't lose that brace. Scapula strong. Back to that low plank. Staying in front. Last plank we got. Core strong, glutes strong. Pelvic floor is up and in. Pull those elbows down. Pull those feet up. Scapula strong. Let's go. You got it, you got it. Superheroes. Our last movement, y'all. Let's go. Lift with those glutes. Scapula stay back and down. Get that chest up, chest up. Take a break. Woo. Nice work, y'all. My peeps at home, I know you straight killed it. Nice job today. Peeps in class, I know we killed it. Nice work. Nice job. Nice job. Nice work. Okay, if I can walk. Nice job today. Nice work. Of the mic. Turn it off to do something and never turn it back on. Let me know if it shut off or if it didn't. Let's see. We'll find out. All right. As you're starting to slow that breathing, start to focus on breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And on that inhale, think of bringing that breath down into the belly. We tend to breathe through our chest, our traps, our shoulders all day. Really start to slow, bring those deep breaths in. Inhaling in through the nose on the way up. Exhaling through the mouth on the way down. Don't have to match my breathing rate. You don't have to match your neighbors. On that next exhale, we're gonna pull that arm across. In this stretch, remember to keep that scapula pulled back and down. That's what's gonna move that stretch into the back side of the shoulder versus it pulling all the way into the back. That's what we're focusing on with this one. Through all these stretches, keeping that slight braced posture, keeping those breaths, stretching and holding that stretch a little further on each exhale. Actively working on increasing flexibility, mobility. When you're ready, go and release and switch. I wasn't muted. I was worried as well. Release. We're gonna pull that first arm overhead, grab the elbow for that tricep stretch. You can bring that back hand in between those scapula. That can be a good spot to bring it, help with that stretch. Too. Keep those scapula back and down. So staying strong through that stretch. When you're ready, go and release. We're going to bring those hands behind the back, interlock those fingers, shoulder blades pulled back and down, chest up and open. We're going to roll that head and neck. Don't necessarily need to go to the extremes of that roll, just a light stretch. You find a spot that's tighter, feel free to stay there. Breathe through it. When you're ready, go and release. Inhale up and in. On that exhale, we're going to drop down into that full floor spot, pushing those hips back and down. Working on trying to keep those heels flat if possible. If you can't quite keep those heels down, that's totally fine. Just bring that weight forward and over time work a little bit deeper into that stretch. Once you have those heels down, remember to sit up tall. If you want more inner thigh stretch, elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together, press those palms down. Always feel free to readjust. And breathe. In through the nose, down to the belly, out to the mouth. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and take it down onto the mat into a plank position. If you're in the back row, watch that bar behind you. We're going to inhale that right ankle up. On that exhale, we're going to drive that knee through, bringing that foot across for that pigeon stretch. And we're going to sit those hips down into the floor. Being intentional, keep those hips squared. We don't want to collapse over to the side, okay? As those muscles release, relax, you can slowly bring yourself deeper into that stretch. But be sure to keep that low back pulled in. We don't want to round out that low back. And keep your shoulder blades back and down. And breathe. Good thought on these larger stretches is every third or fourth inhale, make that inhale a little bit deeper. That'll help show you where that tension is, and then on that exhale, relax a little further into that stretch. Imagine that tension melting away. Slowly bring yourself up out of that stretch. Tuck that back toe, step up into plank. We're gonna inhale that opposite, inhale that left ankle up. On that exhale, drive that knee through, that foot coming across that opposite side. And work your way down to that stretch. Again, hips stay squared. We don't wanna collapse and fall over. And as those muscles release, you can always bring yourself a little bit deeper in that stretch. If you want more of a hip focus, if you bring that foot up further, that'll help move that stretch a little further into those hips. Every third or fourth inhale a little bit deeper. Find where that tension's hiding. On that exhale, let it release. Stretch, stepping back into a plank, and then we're going to drop the knees and come all the way down, face down on the mat. This next stretch, we're going to extend that left arm 90 degrees. That right hand is going to plant directly under that shoulder. And we're going to lift that right ankle and leg up. We're going to roll and drop the ankle over onto that opposite side. And breathe, stretching through that chest, shoulder, abdominals, quad. Go ahead and just breathe here. You can lay that head down or keep it up, whatever feels comfortable. And breathe down into the belly. Breathing during stretches lets your body know this is a safe position and sends a signal that your muscle knows that it can relax. If you hold your breath, it tells your body it's not a safe position and that muscle won't relax. When you're ready, go and return back to center. We're going to extend that opposite arm, that right arm out 90 degrees. Left hand plants underneath that shoulder, lifting that opposite, that left ankle up, rolling over. Same stretch, opposite side. Remember to breathe. Exhale whenever you're ready. Go and bring it back to center. For our last movement, we're going to go and prop ourselves up onto our elbows. Elbows under the shoulder, hands out in front, facing down. And go and relax the lower body. Sometimes just giving a little wiggle can help to tell if those muscles are engaged or not. We want to leave the glutes relaxed here. And we're just going to sit tall into that Sphinx pose and breathe. Glutes should be relaxed. Stretch should be going into that mid to low back. As it releases, you can bring yourself a little bit taller. When you're ready, go and slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Press up into a plank. Push those hips high into a downward dog, and we're going to walk those hands into those feet. And then roll to standing. If you want to stay after class and continue to stretch, feel free, as these stretches aren't exhaustive. We're just out of time. So we're going to finish with our last few breaths here. Into the nose, down into the belly, out through the mouth. Always finish with these last three stretches. Thank you to yourself for showing up. Thank you to your body for being able to move the way it does. Nice job today, everybody. First class done. Way to work. Don't forget homework, all right? So that bracing that we talked about, try to keep that engaged for basically all productive hours of your day. When you're at work, try to keep that bracing. Other homework, good solid dinner tonight, okay? Drink lots of water and at least 6 hours of sleep, right? At least 6. Don't binge it. You always hit that last episode, you know, that cliffhanger. Don't. Somebody actually, who was it that said this? Somebody recently said start a show in the middle of the show and then pause it in the middle of the next episode. So you never have a cliffhanger that you have to deal with. Like, oh, I'll probably never do it, but that's a great idea. If you're with us online, thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you just want updates to when classes go live, don't have to look for them. You as well, don't forget your homework. We'll see you next week. Have a nice night.